Welcome to Commander Brito-Ruskie-Ski. Hello comrades, welcome back to Commander Brito-Ruskie-Ski. Today we are going to be reacting to a video that was suggested to me a lot of times actually. It's The Cold War by Oversimplified. Today we're going to be watching part 1 and yes, obviously as a communist Soviet myself, I'm going to be giving my opinions about this video.
Year is 1917.
Oh, so the Russian Revolution? That's the only thing I really know about 1917 and World War I, obviously.
I need you to bring me this man. Got it. Found him, sir. What? No, not Lennon.
Oh,
Lenin, the
not
Russian
Lenin.
Why would I need a Beatle?
He's nothing
Lenin,
compared to
Russian
obviously
communist.
one of the greatest Soviet leaders, not John Lennon, Vladimir Lenin, which is this person right here. He saved the Soviet Union. Let's just say
Who wants
that.
to start a revolution?
I like this oversimplified video, you know. Ooh. This is my type of music, obviously. I love the Soviet anthem, even though my videos have been copy strike lately because of it. Yes, the October Revolution it was called. Yes, Lenin, a lot of people say that he was one of the greatest Soviet leaders. He was obviously a great leader, but personally, I still think, despite killing millions of people, I still think Stalin is the best Soviet leader. Hear me out, comrades. Obviously, Stalin killed a lot more people, but in the end, he did improve the Soviet economy. He won World War II, and he's the reason North Korea is still communist. He did a lot of good things compared to Vladimir Lenin.
In charge of giving people jobs. That would be Stalin, sir.
Obviously, Stalin, he was in charge of jobs. He was actually from Georgia, though, which is one thing. He wasn't Russian, but obviously Soviet Union. It was a great place. You know, not just Russians. It was a place of diversity. So good job to Stalin.
So that was lucky. And so Stalin took over. He implemented his 5-year plans, which transformed the country from an agriculture-based economy to an industrial one. And like Lenin,
obviously, because industrial communists did way better back in the interwar period, so 1918 to 1939, everyone industrialized, including some Asian nations like Japan, which is why Japan became such a big power, just like the Soviet Union. It's pretty good, comrades. But obviously, everyone knows the true reason the Soviet Union was so strong is because of communism and how it put us all together, comrades.
Soviet work camps. Then a short man with a silly mustache tried to take over the world, punched the Russians all the way to Moscow.
Don't punch me.
Russians, with some help from their faithful ally, the Winter, punched them all the way back to Berlin. At this point, being allies,
comrades, stop.
America, the UK, and the Soviet Union were good chums. They held
good friends.
Near the end of the war.
See, this was a bit racist, though, as many of you know. Huge racist, big racist. Truman, Churchill, they spoke English. Stalin, look at him, so beautiful. He spoke Russian. How was he meant to talk to them? I don't know. You tell me.
Decide what would happen next. Hey, Stalin, after all your trials and tribulations,
like the way they draw Truman, stupid little capitalist. He did, but he wasn't communist, so we don't really care. Shoo.
Just give me a second. Hey, man, I think something's up with Stalin. I know, right?
This capitalist voice. Yugoslavia, Albania. So, sorry, oversimplify, I don't mean to, but they were also communist. Obviously, Albania got kicked out and Yugoslavia didn't join because they were rebels, and they didn't understand how much the Soviets would have helped them. Which is why Poland and Romania had bigger economies than Yugoslavia and Albania. But he was stupid because there was no curtain. Churchill was capitalist, not big brain.
Russians began demanding more control of Turkey's sea axis routes, which prompted the
Because
US to send their
Turkey,
largest
they
battleship
too
to
much
Turkey for a
kebab,
friendly
and
visit.
we
After
had
World
to,
War
you
II,
know,
Iran was now
get
occupied by both
tell
the
them what to
Soviets and
do
the British,
to
with
set
an
them
agreement
straight.
to both pull out once the war was over. The British pulled out. Stalin was like, you know what?
Because the British have a weak pull-out game. We have strong pull-out game. As in, we pull out so much, we put it back in.
Think it might stick around. All in favor of kicking Russia out of Iran? You want to know something?
Put my hand down, because I'm not a sheep. I vote we keep Russia in.
Suck. Pressure from the UN forced the Soviets to leave.
See this
And with the
hand? Put
establishment
it
of NATO,
down.
the Soviets
Put
had
it
no
down.
doubt that the West was out to encircle and destroy them. And America announced the Truman Doctrine, in which they basically said, those guys are not cool, cannot be trusted, and we will do everything we can to prevent the spread of communism around the world. Many view this moment as the official declaration of the Cold War.
Disgusting,
Back in Europe, everyone was living
honestly.
in a post-apocalyptic void brought on by
These
the
people lived in an utter shithole. These people lived in an utter shithole, and we took them out of it by sharing everything with them. Do you understand, comrade? I hope you do. Russian aid to Eastern Europe makes me so happy. The fact that we saved Poland, saved Hungary so much. So much happiness.
Second World War. Cities reduced to rubble, not
That
enough
must have
food.
hurt.
It was terrible. This is great. The more they suffered, the more likely it is they'll turn to communism. Dude, you're really messed up. What's wrong with you?
It's
But
true
please don't
though, it's
punish me
true.
severely. America realized what was going on.
Uh-oh.
Quickly made a move. Under the Marshall Plan, they sent $12 billion to Western Europe for its
12
economic recovery.
billion.
The country
Do you know how much 12 billion is?
Stalin's Eastern
Jack
Bloc looked
shit.
on with envy. Hey, Czechoslovakia, you want to come get
Czechoslovakia.
some economic aid? Yeah, but I have to check with my mom first.
Oh, Mama Stalin beat you with rolling
Sorry,
pin.
America. I
It's
can't
true,
come.
comrades,
This
I
was a
would know.
full-on economic battle raging between capitalism and communism in
Oh,
Europe. If
don't
Western
punch the
nations
Soviet
developed
Union,
faster and better than the East,
capitalists.
that would be a defeat for Stalin. So he set up his own rival economic recovery plan, which he called Comecon, and he also set up Common
Oh,
Four,
Comecon.
which gave him more political control over the Eastern Bloc. But nowhere did this economic
Yeah, if you saw a bit, those two arrows down there saying that
reach
Yugoslavia
further
and
than in the
Albania
city
more
of
independent.
Berlin. Caught over 100 miles behind Soviet lines, the city had been divided up between the Allies and the West.
Yeah, obviously the French.
Still under Western
Shut up. Obviously the French, they were pussyholes. They surrendered and they still got land. This was only because the British were pussyholes and didn't want to be seen as the protectors of Europe, which is obviously why France got a bit of Germany and Berlin. That's actually true, by the way. No bullshit this time.
Maybe this communism thing ain't so great after all. I'm gonna have fun tonight.
Oh, you will.
You're home late. Oh, Stalin. I was just out with my friends.
Oh,
Friends?
Mama Stalin beat you with
stink of
rolling
capitalism.
pin.
You're out engaging in
Stay.
imperialist debauchery again. I swear, Ivan, I can't keep doing this. Stalin wanted the
Oh,
West
things
out,
like
so he said,
shit. I'm
"Hey,
in
guess what?
capitalism.
I'm blockading all
Oh.
their supply routes to West Berlin. What are you gonna do about it?
Stalin, you have to
I
blockade
suppose we'll just
capitalism.
fly the
Good,
supplies in.
good man. Oh. They flew planes.
Truman, you in this round. The Berlin airlift was an incredible undertaking and a major success for the Western Allies, and Stalin ended his blockade of West Berlin. His aggressive actions worried the West, but not as much as this did.
That was a nuclear explosion, I think, comrades. That's whew. I'd be really scared if a communist explosion happened, because that would mean war. I would want a communist explosion. I'm chatting shit, aren't I? I was meant to say atomic explosion. That's
The Soviet Union had developed their very own atomic bomb. The USA no longer had a nuclear monopoly.
because communist
Instead of a
good.
major
We
war
created
breakout between
atomic
the two
bomb.
superpowers, it would be more
No, it's like
destructive
dodgeball.
than anyone
We
could
blew up
imagine.
Italy
Someone
because
was
they're
comforting Stalin
fucking
said that war
pasta
between the
munchers.
Soviet Union and the West was unlikely. Oh, wait, inevitable. He said it was inevitable.
Yeah, because it was.
You know who I
We
haven't checked
have
in
to
on that
fight
war? My
America
good friend
one day.
China. Whoa, what happened to you? What
They are
happened to them was a
purple.
full-blown
Should
civil
be
war that
yellow.
had been going on since 1927. The People's Liberation Army, under the leadership of Mao Zedong, successfully defeated
Oh,
the
that
Republic of
nose.
China, who fled to Taiwan. The now communist China and the Soviet Union signed a mutual defense treaty. This was terrible news for
friends.
the West. But wait, there's more. After the Second World War, Korea was divided along the 38th parallel. In the north, the Soviets set up a communist regime. In the south, America set up an anti-communist regime. Both were led by very sweet-looking old men, but don't let that deceive you. They were both ruthless dictators, and both dreamed of reuniting Korea under their own regime. Now that he had the bomb, Stalin was feeling a little more cocky, and he finally gave Kim permission to attack. The North launched a surprise invasion of the South on June 25th, 1950. With Soviet aid, the North Koreans steamrolled through, taking Seoul in just 3 days and replacing one ruthless dictator with another. The UN were freaking out and quickly created an emergency force made up of troops from 16 countries.
Sorry, comrades, I didn't listen to anything that was just said. I was...
At Incheon near Seoul. They pushed the North Koreans out of Seoul, replacing the ruthless dictator that had replaced the first ruthless dictator with the same ruthless dictator that had previously been replaced by the new.
I think they're talking about the Korean War, I think, because there's the UN and North Korea.
The US had sent this guy to lead the operation. After winning the Pacific theater of World War II, General Douglas MacArthur's head was big and his balls were bigger.
Fuck, you know.
President Truman that there was absolutely no way at all that the Chinese would ever
Not as big balls as Stalin. Well, Stalin, massive bollocks.
No, Nuko, no. Oh, come on. You're fired.
See, and people say it was the Soviets that making war. It wasn't us. We wanted peace, they wanted war. Explode China, explode the Chinese. Oh, the Chinese fucked them in the ass with their chopsticks. Another Chinese have paused my video. True, comrade, true.
And demonstrations in Poland were brutally suppressed.
Yeah, I'm from Poland and it is a sad part of history. However, it did lead to better life after it was cut down due to reforms.
Jazz music sounds like the feeling of needing to fart.
And also it's just utter shit, but yes.
The Soviet Union be depressed. You're banned. Khrushchev wanted the Soviet people to be happy, but not like
I
that.
don't know what to think of Khrushchev. Actually, no. I lied. I like Khrushchev. I don't like Brezhnev. That's who I don't like.
Disgusting imperialist apparel at once. Shut up, Dad. You can't tell me what to do.
Sorry, comrades.
Would you look at that? Turns out he can tell me what to do. The
Because he's your dad.
Like the cut of Khrushchev's jib, but world events
Jeep.
soon soured relations even
The
more.
fuck
The
is
two
a
sides
jeep?
were spying on each other a whole lot throughout the Cold War. The KGB had spies and informants
KGB.
in nearly every aspect of Western life and government. So much so that whenever the US tried to send spies into the Soviet Union, the KGB
They
were
got caught
usually ready
because
to
they're
arrest them
dumb.
on the spot.
Stupid
Members of the
spy.
Manhattan Project aided the Soviet Union
Harry
in
Potter
overthrowing the bomb.
looking.
Some American officials believed they were on the wrong side. I'll sell you 3 secrets for $5 million. Okay, go ahead. The Allies are digging a tunnel under East Berlin to tap your communications. There's an American agent living at this.
Hey, look at all these things the Americans did. Stupid capital. I hate them all. Every single one. I hate them.
Very interesting.
I really do, comrades.
During the Red Scare and the McCarthy trials, American values imploded as fear of communism collided with freedom of thought and expression, and communist kind of became a buzzword thrown around to describe anything people didn't like. Hollywood? Communist. Your next door neighbor's dog? Communist. When the grocery store cashier asks if you need a bag when you clearly can't carry 10 tubs of baconaise in your hands? Communist. But one area in particular...
Disgusting what they did to the communist name.
where the US
Really,
had an edge
isn't
over the
it?
Soviet Union was in its espionage.
Don't shoot the laptop.
In particular, U-2 spy planes flew across Russia carrying out surveillance from the skies. There was a nasty incident in 1960 though.
The U-2 crisis.
And Khrushchev was furious. Who the hell is this? He's up.
Yeah, because the Americans lied. They said it was a weatherman, but it really wasn't a weatherman. It's stupid, comrades, I know, but yeah, and then Khrushchev he exposed them in front of everyone. Look,
Wait a minute. Why does he have a gun and a poison?
exactly, because he was gonna kill Khrushchev and then kill himself, one of the two.
Weather enthusiast. But much to America's concern, the Soviet Union appeared to be ahead in the space race. Everyone freaked out when Russia launched the world's first satellite. And then they actually
Sputnik.
sent a man into
That was
space.
us.
Even worse,
We
there
sent
also
out
appeared to be a
Sputnik.
missile gap in the Soviets' favor, and Khrushchev was so confident that he even allowed the US to set up a technology exhibit in Moscow, attended by a certain vice
See, we were
president,
nice to
Richard
them,
Nixon.
but the
Check this out.
Americans, they
We have
were
good
rude.
TV. Yes, but we've been to space and can obliterate you with our massive nuclear arsenal.
Exactly, we can
Check
still
out
do
this
that.
vegetable peeler. Tensions increased further when both sides upgraded their atomic bombs to hydrogen bombs. And
Oh.
after West Germany was allowed to join NATO in 1955,
Disgusting.
Khrushchev set up the
They should have joined the
Warsaw
Warsaw Pact.
strengthening
Oh,
the
Warsaw
military
Pact.
ties between the Soviet Union and its satellite states. In 1960, Americans decided they wanted a new president who would be tough on communism, so they elected John F. Kennedy. The Soviet Union was
John F.
advancing
Kennedy, he got
technology,
shot
but it was
anyway,
also
so no one
cleaning its
really
coffers
cared.
dry. And all of the money was going towards the military, not the people. Life under communism was still as hard as ever, and Berlin remained a thorn in the Soviet side.
I would like to disagree. I think living under communism was great. I never lived under communism, but I know it was good. Trust me.
Able to freely travel to the west. Now, many of them were deciding to stay there. Millions defected to West
It's disgusting. How can you not stay in East Berlin?
And taking a heavy toll on the economy. Soviet leaders decided this couldn't continue any longer. First, Khrushchev tried this: leave West Berlin, or else. Or else what?
Ooh,
Or else I'll be really
feisty.
mad at you. Yeah, no, we're gonna stay. Listen, man, West Berlin is ours, East Berlin is yours. That's just how it is. Kennedy felt pretty good about his show of American results.
But he
wait a
wasn't.
second. Did
He's
you
not
catch
cool.
that? Let's replay it.
Fucking pilgrim. Pagan.
Kennedy
is
just
ours.
told Khrushchev that the USA wouldn't interfere in what the Soviets did with their section of Berlin, so Khrushchev came up with a new idea.
The
We're gonna
Berlin
build a
Wall.
And it's gonna be a big, beautiful wall. And
It
it's gonna
will.
keep out all the
It
Mexicans.
was, and it still exists to this day.
Oh, sorry. It's gonna keep in all the Mexicans.
Fucking
On
Mexicans.
August 13th, 1961,
No
Berliners
Mexicans in
woke up to find the
Berlin.
city
They,
divided into two, with barbed wire and guards blocking the border between east and west.
Oh.
Over time, a wall was constructed throughout the city. Families were torn apart. Thousands would risk their lives escaping over the wall, and hundreds would die trying. To the
They
despair
would
of
die,
Berliners,
yes.
the West were unable to do anything about it, but the wall did put on full display the failure of the
I like the
communist
look of the
system.
wall.
As
It's a
Kennedy
very
said,
nice wall.
"Democracy is
I
not
like the
perfect,
wall.
but we have never had to put a wall up to keep our people in." As part of the agreement,
Hello, my comrades. So that was actually a really good video. I enjoyed what Oversimplified had to say about not just communism, but the Cold War as a whole. Yes, it's a very good video. I will be reacting to part 2 as soon as I can. Probably not the next video, but maybe in a week or so. Thank you all for watching. Make sure to subscribe. We are really close to 40 subscribers.
Communism, strike again!